A visiting professor from Israel is upset over how UNLV handled a group of pro-Palestinian protesters who stormed into his lecture.
That lecture was canceled, but it had nothing to do with the war in the Middle East. 8 News Now educational reporter Joshua Piguero digs into what exactly happened. He joins us now. Joshua?
Brian, Denise, Asaf Peer was in Las Vegas for an international astrophysics conference. He was invited to speak at UNLV on the topic of black holes, but 15 minutes into his lecture, it was disrupted.
You are not welcome on UNLV campus.
Situations like that should be prevented. I don't think that this is unacceptable in any way in academia or anywhere.
Pierre is Jewish and lives in Israel. He travels around the world and says on February 27th, the head of UNLV's physics department asked him to speak on his work. But then a group of students holding signs and banners began shouting at him.
Here's a relevant discussion. There's no hospitals. There's no ambulances. Do you know how many children, women, men, families are decimated because of your government?
And I told them, look, guys, I understand we wish to protest, but this has got nothing to do. This is a scientific event. I was asked by the physics department to talk about the physics subject.
The group Nevadans for Palestinian Liberation posted a video of the incident. University police were called. Pierre says his lecture was canceled instead of just kicking out the demonstrators.
The ability to interrupt with, speakers, because otherwise, you can enter any lecture hall and just stop any lecture in any field, and that's that doesn't make sense in the university level.
3 Jewish organizations, including the Anti-Defamation League's Desert Region, sent a letter to UNLV President Keith Whitfield asking for an investigation.
And we urge President Whitfield to stand up and to denounce this and call it for what it is, anti-Semitism.
I reached out to UNLV and they tell me in a statement that reads in part, UNLV's leadership is reviewing the decisions and actions associated with the event to help determine how we can better handle such situations in the future. On a social media post about the incident, the UNLV chapter of Nevadans for Palestinian Liberation wrote, "We believe in the university's mission of UNLV strong in their promise to create and maintain an academic environment free from the threatening presence of hatred in all forms." Brian?
Joshua, thank you for that. The ADL tells us locally, compared to the same time frame last year, there's been a 210% increase in anti-Semitism, like we saw there at UNLV, in terms of incidents being reported.